Baby boy, can you keep that down for me? Okay, so anyways, we're going to talk about why children need debit cards and credit cards. Okay, so normally, or growing up, we never needed to have, a whole bunch of money when we went to school. It's because, paperwork was being sent home in our book bags and we were getting ready for school, right? Now things have changed. The times have changed. And I don't really know why there's a push for it, but I started to notice this, first things first. At the beginning of the school year, you go out to the open house. And then once you go out to the open house, what do they have there? They have different spirit wear. So spirit wear is some gear. You can get like a shirt. You can get like a maybe like a backpack. You can get like a hoodie. You can get, a number of things, all right? Hey everybody. And so they collect these items at the beginning of the year. Okay? And so you don't want your child to feel left out, like they don't have school spirit. So you buy them the shirt, the hoodie, maybe the jogging pants or whatever the case may be. And then from there, there's a whole list of all the items that the child will need for school. Starting off with the pencil pouch. And then when you buy the pencil pouch, what happens? You need to fill that pencil pouch up. And so then you go out and buy some scissors. After you get rid of the scissors, then you get the markers. After you get the markers, then you get the pencils, right? And then you wonder, okay, so why is it so much of a requirement at the beginning of the school year? And is there anything that I can do to offset the price or the cost? So then they give you options. What do the options include? Okay, you can buy a whole box of, supplies ahead of time. And then what happens with that is you put your card on file, right? Once you put your card on file, you can't get that card off file until the end of the school year. Okay? Now, the things that are required, that's what they say, or mandatory, or, little subtle words that make you feel like, let me go ahead and put a card on file for their lunch, expenses. And then you say, okay, hey, how's it going? I really appreciate it. You say, oh, hey, what's up? Yeah, so then you decide, okay, I'm going to go ahead and put a card on file for my child so that, I'm not packing lunch no more, y'all, because I'm in a hurry in the morning. I try to pack lunch and I try to get ahead of the game. But then I say, okay, I'm tired of packing lunch. I'm going to go ahead and put a card on file. Because if not, you look bad. They send the little papers home like, okay, the child has a fee. What's going on? Is there things going on at home? Or, do a social worker need to get involved? And you're like, no, everything's fine. Let me go ahead and put a card on file. Okay, so it's like a guilt trip. Hey, what's up, y'all? Yeah, so then you end up saying, okay, well, they might need a water bottle. You get the water bottle. Then, okay, that's the wrong size water bottle. You go get another water bottle. Okay, so the school will bully you into thinking like, okay, well, since you don't have the proper, utensils or tools that they need for school, you can go ahead and put your card on file. Okay, you put the card on file, right? You cannot go through the school doors. Okay, so you have to ring the little doorbell. Talk to the front desk, crew or whatever the case may be. And say, hey, can I take my card off the file because it seems like I'm being charged for things that I didn't even sign up for. Now, if it's not happening near you, you better get prepared because it's happening near me. It says, I'm in the thick of everything, though. Go ahead, let's keep on and the ring and the pin. Okay, yes. And then so from there, they send home things like this. Okay, this is in Spanish, but don't worry about it, y'all. Habla español, poquito español. You can get an interpreter or whatever the case may be. But it should be a front and back, English and Spanish. This will help you learn another language anyway. But when they send these paperworks home, they have options at the bottom where you can pay online. Okay, so now you got a link that you go online and then you can connect your card and start paying these things online. So you're thinking like, okay, my child don't need a debit card. My child don't need a credit card. Yes, they do. Okay, because now in school, there's little fees. And when you pay these fees online with your debit card or your credit card, that's how it's slowly but surely getting you used to linking your money or your finances to your child. Okay, so if it's not coming near you, it's coming soon. Okay, beware. All right, then they send things home like this. All right, they make it seem like it's free, right? It's not free, y'all. When they go to the fair, they have these accounts linked to your debit and credit card. You don't think so? Yes, they do. Okay, because they do a background check in order for you to come to the school to volunteer. What comes with that background check? They know where your finances are. They know exactly how much money you're making. They know exactly how many credit cards you have. They know exactly how much money that's in your account. That's why they do a so-called background check. They say, oh, it's for the security and the safety of the children, because we have so many different people that are coming, in the school and outside of school that's not supposed to be going to school. Don't believe that, okay? You can believe it if you want to. Because I've seen the background check and all the information that they have. They have all your addresses, all your money, every job you work, everything that shows up, okay? So they know whether to treat you like crap or treat you like a really good parent based on that background check and all the things that comes up, okay? All right. And so another thing is, at the beginning of the school year, they let you know, hey, we're going to have some things throughout the year that requires, a minimum amount of, attention or a little payment. Thank you so much. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the, the little emoji things and all that kind. I really appreciate y'all. All right, yeah. I should have bought you flowers, okay? Should have held your hand, okay? Should have bought you flowers every hour. You don't have to buy no flowers. They're free. Just press the little flower button and they'll appear. And thank you so much. That's all I need. Something small and simple for me. All right. So, yeah, they send these things home. Hey, they need a small little folder, or your child's folder broke, or, whatever the case may be. Or their little binder broke, or their little whatever you sent to school with them. They offer you some options. And I'm sorry that I cut it off at the bottom of this, but the options at the bottom show you can put your card on file. You can put your card on file. Hello, y'all hear what I'm saying? You can put your debit card on file and your credit card on file. All right. So it's on the lunch form. It's on the form for your child's school supplies. They say, oh yeah, you want to be ahead of the game. You just want to get a big old box of everything that they need at the beginning of the school year. Go ahead and put your debit card on file or your credit card. That's not what it says word from word, but basically they run your debit and your credit card. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Don't try to get specific and, oh, it doesn't technically say that. Y'all, it's asking for your card information. That means they have your debit card and your credit card on file. And yes.
Why are you arguing with your viewers?
Hey, I'm trying to talk. Okay, I'm trying to talk. Now my kid is like, no, they're not asking for money. I'm like, yes, they are. Okay, they're asking for money. All right. And so your child should not feel pressured into coming home and giving you a piece of paper that's going to require your debit or your credit card. Do you want to get on the video or something? All right. And so, yes, they send it through your child because it seems innocent. It seems, like, oh, nothing's going on. Hey, everybody. I appreciate y'all coming in and visit me on this Saturday. Okay. So another way is through the donations, y'all. The donations. You get on there and you think, okay, well, my child wants to be, I don't know the wording for it, but, they want to give the most money or give the most donations to their classroom or to their grade or whatever the case may be. Y'all see them when they come home. Start checking your child's book bag and their folders and seeing what all are they asking for. And now they're not asking for just cash, okay? They got a QR code or they have something along that nature where it's asking for your debit or credit card, okay? And then they have it on file, y'all. Y'all think, oh, they just throw away this paperwork or whatever the case may be once you fill it out or once you put it. No, the information is stored on file in a database, okay, y'all? And I know y'all don't believe me or whatever case may be, but if you work in the banking system or you work any type of customer service, you always know that that person's card information is on file when they call in. Okay, when they say their name or whatever the case may be, boop, it pops up. This person has money. This person already has a card on file. Even when you go to the pharmacy, it's the same way. Oh, you want to use the card on file? They don't lose that information. They give you a choice whether or not, oh, that's what they say. I give you a choice to put that card on file. No. Okay, that card is on file. Hola, ¿cómo está? Hey, how y'all doing? Yes. Bien. Muy bonito. Okay. Hi, yes, how y'all doing? So yeah, you didn't think that your child needed a debit or credit card, but they do. Okay? Because now they can start charging the parents. Hold on, sweetie. They're gonna start charging the parents if they cannot pay these school fees, or if they break the little Chromebook, or if they break the little what's the thing called? I can't remember right now, but I'll get back to it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Come on, parents, stop acting like y'all don't know this. Y'all been receiving these things sneakily and subtly and silently. You know, hey, just put your debit card information right here on this little piece of paper. Nobody will see it, and just send it back to the school, or no, do it online at the convenience of your own home. Okay, and now they're starting to say too that when you log into your information on at home, they know your address. They're already tracking that slowly but surely. Everybody thinks like, oh, it's okay. It's a safe server. I'm at home. I'm fine. No. It says, am I a scammer? I know too much about scams. Am I a scammer? That's funny. Thank you. I worked in the fraud department, so I'm always looking to see what's going on. Or am I being frauded, especially by the school system? Okay, you got to be careful, y'all. You can never be too careful, okay? And so sometimes you can opt out of it, and you can still send your money to the school for these different field trips. And then also, they'll send a piece of paper home for their shirt sizes. Okay, their shirt sizes, okay? Now, hear me loud and clear, y'all. Hear me loud and clear. That's why I'm yelling, because sometimes people are like, oh, I couldn't hear you, or what did you say? You know, it wasn't enough information or details. Yes, it is, y'all. When you check their book bag and you look in there and it says, what is your child's shirt size? It's innocent, right? You know, they're not asking too much information from me, just their shirt size. Then there's the option down there, how do you want to pay? It pops up again, y'all. They're slowly but surely getting us used to just throwing the money to the school, not really reading that fine print. And some of the fine print is saying, we're going to keep your card information on file. Who reads the whole permission slip before they sign it? Nobody. We just know that it costs $6 to get the little shirt and give the $6 and throw it to the school and cut it and send it with our child, so that we don't have a little note sent home. Your child was not participating. Do you want them to participate? Whatever, yada, yada, yada. You don't want to feel like your child is being left out. Okay. And then another thing, for the debit and credit card situation. Now, this is a really touchy subject, y'all. It's really touchy. I know I'm going to get some, probably some frowny faces and dislikes, and, you know, I don't want to see our channel again. But when it comes to the actual Roblox, hey, how you doing? Your child want to get on the little game online and you want to leave them alone by themselves. They have your information. Okay, because if you have a Google account and it's connected to your Roblox, you know how I know? It's because they got my children too. Okay, my account was already connected on there. It already has my debit card and my credit card, all that information. So all they have to do is select, you know, $19.99, and there they go. They got 10,000 Roblox or whatever the case may be. I'm just making that up. I don't know how much it is anymore, but I know that my child just clicked the little button, is already connected to the account, and zoop, is that the money right on off. All right, in that instance, then you got to call the customer service, call the fraud. Hey, you know, my child, you know, got bamboozled because y'all made it so easy for them to tippity type and get in there and then take my card and my debit information. Okay, now what do they say? It takes 3 to 5 business days to get back on your account. Did it take it that long for them to zap it off? No, it didn't. So yes, Now they starting to change it since there's so many lawsuits about it and say, hey, you know, we're going to put some type of code on it that a parent can have a password, or case may be. But still, they already knew that children was going to really want these Roblox and really want these things. And all they had to do was wait for you to make a Google account, or what's that other account that you got to make? Some type of email, basically. Everybody has to have their own email. Yahoo, Google, or AOL, whatever, Monica24 at gmail.com, Monica24 at yahoo.com, Monica24 at AOL.com. You're going to have some type of email, because you can't survive in this world without an email. And guess what's attached to it? Your debit and your credit card information. Okay, and so you might want to clear it up. You might want to try to steer away from. You can't put a password on it. And well, now they offer the password option. But this is how your child ends up needing a debit and credit card. Then I'm going to make another video tomorrow, because I'm going to show y'all why your children need either an Apple phone or Apple Watch or whatever the case for tracking purposes. But anyways, let's go back. Let's go back to the debit and credit card situation. So they need it for school. If they want to be in any type of club or sports, or playing an instrument, whatever the case may be, they need a debit or credit card on file, y'all. Because if not, if there's any type of fees or whatever left over at the end of the year, they need to be able to charge your account. You have to pay those little fees. If you don't, your child will be excluded. Okay, so if you go on a little field trip, whatever the case may be, and there's no card on file, there's no cash being sent, then your child does not get to go. All right? And so your child will slowly but surely not get to go and not be included in little things, because you don't have the debit and credit card information on file. And I know y'all say, well, I only filled it out one time, or I did it online real quick, so that's a private. Read at the bottom of those websites. Does it have a BBB? What? BBB? Yeah, the 3 B's on it? Better Business Bureau? No, they don't. I checked for myself. I went on the website for my church. I said, okay, let me see if it's protected by the BBB. No, it's not. So when you get in like these little fraud situations or little scam situations, and you don't know what happened, where is my information, or, card, you think it's securely on file because you trust the school. Why do you trust the school? Because your kids go there. But that does not necessarily mean that your card information is safe just because you put it on the website that your school told you to put it on. Your information is on the dark web, or the deep dark web, black web, whatever they call it. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Some people try to be so technical and to the point. Well, technically, you don't have to be protected by the BBB, and that doesn't mean that it's going to be on the dark web and my information is safe and secure because I have this service. Okay, well, keep trying to believe that and keep sending that information in. But I bet I'm gonna tell you like this: when I go in there to pick up my children from the school, they know exactly who I am. Okay, I don't know if the facial recognition has started, or the thumbprints, or the IDs and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, y'all. But I do know in order to get in and out of your phone, you got to start using your thumb or your face recognition. Slowly but surely, we start to get groomed into doing more and more debit and credit card confirmations in order to do anything. Anything, y'all. The other day, I wanted to get into my account. And in order to get into my account, they said, can you verify the last 4 digits of your debit card information? Yes. Okay, y'all. Y'all see what I'm saying? Y'all see where I'm going here? This is why your child is going to now have to have at least like some type of a little chime account. A little, what's that thing called where you prepaid the card on it? They're going to have some type of nomenclature attached to them. Okay, now some people get all scared and they say, oh, y'all, this is the mark of the beast, get all scared and stuff like that. I'm not saying all that. I'm not saying all that. I don't want y'all to get in an uproar and come to my channel like this woman said this. I'm not saying all that, y'all. I'm just saying that they're going to start requiring that your child has a debit or a credit card. Don't believe me? Keep on looking at the paperwork that comes home with our children. Keep on looking at it when it comes home in their book bag. What are they requiring? Read the fine print. Don't just send it on back to the school and like just get them out of my face. I'm tired of looking at all this paperwork. Try to read every single word. And then try to see if you have somebody who can interpret it. Hey, the Spanish side, or sometimes they have over 10 different languages that are being spoken at the school. So they have to send the permission slip in different translations. See if you can get somebody to translate, because you don't know if they're saying the same thing in Spanish that they're saying in English. Okay? But you do know that they're requiring you to have to make some type of debit or credit card transaction. And when you do that online, even if it's in the safety of your own home, if it doesn't have BBB on it and A plus attached to that as well, then you might be just leaking out your information. Okay. And I know that this took me quite some time to get out on the weekend. Thank you for the hearts. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the hearts. Yes. This is how it is on TikTok too. So many hearts, so many flowers, and then all these little interactions and stuff. It moves really quick on TikTok. On YouTube, y'all don't move as fast, and that's okay with me because, you know, I got the slow glow going on. Okay, so yeah, when your child is being required to do these type of things like this, having these little school items, such as headphones, Chromebook, these things are attached to your child and your child's information. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm not going to stay on here too much longer because I was waiting on an important call again. I'm sorry, y'all, but I try to do the best that I can. Because, you know, my YouTube coach was like, you need to start going live every day and explaining more of what you're talking about and not just putting videos with pictures. Explain yourself, which I am now. I'm telling y'all, and I'm being passionate and I'm pouring out, you know, what I feel. If you don't feel the same way, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. If you're okay with giving out your information, if you're okay with giving your child, you know, a debit and a credit card, and you feel like they're mature enough and they can handle it, then, you know, that's okay as well. I'm not saying that it's wrong to, you know, give your child a debit or a credit card, because I see plenty of parents doing it now. You feel forced to. I'm gonna just be honest, you feel forced to, you know, and I'm getting under the pressure right now that, like, you know, should I give my child a debit or a credit card? You know, I'm making these decisions as I go, like slowly but surely, like, okay, is it okay? Are other parents doing it? You know, let me know, you know, don't make me feel like I'm alone on this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let me know, like, what are y'all feeling? What are your thoughts? Do you feel like, you know, your information is safe when you send it off to the school, or that your child is safe when they have to have a debit or credit card to make a transaction? Playing Roblox. On Roblox now, the children are able to give each other donations. Yeah, so, you know, and so that child's that child's parents' hard-earned money that they're able to just give out at any point in time. Thank y'all so much for hyping me up. I thank y'all for the hearts and the flowers and everything the case may be, because I need all the support I can at this point. You know, I need all the parents, like, we need to come together. We need to band together. We need to talk about this. This is a very important issue. Okay? Because I was talking to this other mom the other day, and she said, you know, I felt like I had to get my child a debit card. And I was like, you know what? I thought the same thing. Like, I thought I was the only one. And I was like, you know, I've been quiet about it so long. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Because it's like, I don't know what to say. How do you strike it up in a conversation without you looking like the parent that, oh, yeah, maybe she ain't got no money then. That's why she don't want to give out her debit and credit card. I'm like, no, I just don't feel safe. You know, just telling my child, hey, here goes a piece of paper. I filled it out and give it to your teacher. And I haven't seen anything online where any teachers have been scam artists or anything like that. So I'm not saying any of the teachers or faculty or staff are, you know, making little transactions with the debit or credit card. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying it seems like it's becoming a requirement. So, you know, get where I'm coming from before everybody starts attacking and jumping in and like, oh, yeah, well, you don't feel like your child is responsible enough. No, I'm not saying that. I mean, I think children are very mature and responsible, and they can make choices on their own sometimes. But when it comes to your money and finances, and they're going on Roblox, and they're like, "Hey, I got 10,000 Roblox. Do you want 1,000?" I'm like, "Well, how much did that cost? Did you give away $5 or did you give away $10?" I just want to monitor them while they're online and making these transactions. I mean, tell me how you feel. Like, tell me, what do you really think? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not the only parent that the child is asking for Roblox. And because it's over like 1 million people online when I watch them playing. And some of them are adults. Okay, grown men and women that are playing. Okay, I know my eldest child, she still plays Roblox and she's 19. So, that's technically an adult. All right. So, it's just so much that we have to look out for as parents when it comes to our children. Like, and we need to be well aware of what's going on. But the times are moving so fast, y'all. And I like to move slow, y'all. So I'm just like, okay, Roblox. All right, how much money do they need? Do I need to read all this fine print? Because when they go on there, and it's a separate website for when they take your money. Because I was like, well, I think it's safer if I go into the store and buy the little Roblox card, load it at the store, and then come home and put it online. But anytime you have to use a middleman, you have to know that is 1, 2, 3 people that have your card information. Duh. But you still think like, okay, well, I feel safer, versus, just loading it and then just coming home and typing that information, and they just really have my debit and credit card information. But I'm like, either way, they have your information, because I'm pretty sure that the store has to track how many people gets Roblox. Okay, I used to work at Harris Theaters, and they used to keep a tally of how many people bought certain things, and they would have that amount of like product or produce or whatever available each and every month. Like, it's a tracking system. And I know some of y'all that y'all work in the grocery stores, or y'all know somebody who works in the grocery stores or whatever, or a store or anything, even your own online website. You keep track of your customers, and you probably have their card information. I don't know. I mean, for the most part, I could be talking off the side of my head, but I really know, to myself, like, I have my own online business, okay? And when I go to see how many customers bought this or how many customers bought that, it is a tracking system, okay? And that's what I'm saying, like, your card and your debit card information is being tracked through your child. It seems innocent. It seems, what is it, minor or minuscule or whatever, the word where it seems like it's a tiny little bit. You only gave out your information to an innocent entity, or a school, or band, or a club, or like when my children was in swim practice this summer. Okay, I gave out my card information. Not only do they have my email, but all my card and my debit card information, because sometimes you switch your cards out to do certain things. And they say, well, go ahead and use your credit card for everything because it's easier to get your money back. I've never tested that theory before, because I don't know, y'all. I really don't know. Even though I work for a bank, it's like, I don't know. Is it easier to get your money back through the bank, or is it easier to get your money back through the credit card, or whatever the case may be? All right. So anyways, I digress. I'm not going to stay on here too much longer, because I need to talk about this same topic on TikTok. Because not everybody uses YouTube. Got to make sure, my YouTube and my TikTok followers get the same information. I'm also on Facebook, y'all. I think I can go live on Facebook, but I wanted to try to get, a phone, a cell phone, and a laptop, so I can do all 3 at one time, and I don't have to get off and switch from platform to platform. So if I left anything out, when I go over to TikTok, I'll try to keep it, keep y'all posted, or make another video to follow up. Now, if you was following me the other day when I was talking about my electric vehicle, this is going off into a rant, going off subject. Guess who contacted me and emailed me? Yes, my dealership. And they say, hey, are you happy with your electric vehicle? I said, wow. So they're following you and they're tracking you whenever you make content online as well, to make sure that they're keeping you happy so that they can keep the customers coming. Okay. So don't think that what you're saying online is not getting out there. It's a digital footprint, okay? And also, your card information is getting out there, y'all. And so when they say buyer beware or card user beware, or have you ever given out your card information? You're giving it out to the school, and the school is public if your child goes to a public school. If it's a private school, it might be a little bit different. I've never sent my children to a private school. I have heard some things because my homegirl, she works at a private school, and she was saying that they don't do things the same way as the public school. So your information is going to be safekeeping or whatever the case may be. All right. So I'll try to do a follow-up because I know some of the people in my area are watching these videos, and I'm just like, wow, I got so many views. I really appreciate it, y'all. And they're reaching out like, hey, can you talk about this, or can you expound more about that? And I'm like, okay, I will. I try to do it and keep y'all posted. And then so let me go ahead and get off of here because we got somewhere to go. I know you're waiting on me to go. So bye-bye. Y'all take care, and I'll see y'all in the next video. And like I said, I'm going to be talking about cell phones and why kids need cell phones in my next video. So stay tuned. Hopefully it'll be tomorrow, but if not, I'll see y'all on Monday. All right. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and pew, 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 pew. I'm out.
Mama.